Hi everyone, it's Kristi. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to start our July series, Christmas in July, and I am using the Classic Christmas Collection, designed and created by Happiness in Crafting by Gi Kerr. And I am going to go through the entire collection with you. And then I want to make a couple of TNs. This will be my design team project. Did I say that already? Sometimes I forget what I say because it's just automated. Sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, I chose this kit. I just love it. This is one of the ephemera pages. It has the stockings, bells, ornaments, a couple of little ovals, more ornaments and stars, a couple of journal cards here. And here are, I believe there's 4 ephemera pages. I have taken a color from one of the little background areas there and just printed out a very pale pink on all of the backs of the ephemera cards. And then we have the tags. And then there's a strip down here which could be used for a number of things. There again, green on the back. I have not done anything on the back of the pages yet because I haven't quite decided exactly what I want to do. I may go ahead and coffee dye them. I may print coffee dyed paper on the back, or I may use another color because I did extract a pink as well. Very, very pale pink to use. It's kind of like avocado dyed paper, and I'll be using those inside the journals. And so here are the pages. I want to use this one for a cover of one of the TNs. I'm going to make 2 TNs, and I'm going to show you a secret. This came to me. I know, you know what? I heard people say this comes to me in the middle of the night, and I think, who thinks things in the middle of the night? This came to me in the middle of the night. I'm just slapping myself in the face. I want to make a TN, but I only have regular journal size pages. There's no TN kit for this collection. I'm going to show you a way to get around that. So it's easy enough if you have an overall pattern because you can just trim it down. But what if you have this design and you don't want to lose either one? Okay, so let's talk about that. But anyway, let me show you these beautiful pages. Gi's done a fabulous job on these. So there's 10 background pages, 4 ephemera pages in this collection. And if you want to pop over to Happiness in Crafting on Etsy, I believe in July they are running a sale on all of their Christmas collections. And I will leave a link in the description below. So I love this little girl. I've seen her. I think I have her on one of the collections that I used previously. Very cute, and you know, the old time Father Christmas, beautiful background with the poinsettias. Love those. And there's a very faint little cross, 8-pointed star in the background. And here is a this Santa reminds me of Grizzly Adams. Remember Grizzly Adams? I don't remember the actor's name, but that's who he reminds me of. That's a beautiful page with the holly and the baby little cherub looking in. So here are a couple of the pages. I told you I went ahead and printed that green double-sided on these, and then I did the pink double-sided on these to use inside the journal. And then I did print out, because I'm making 2 journals, I did print out another set of the ephemera. So this is the same ephemera, the 4 pages, because I wanted it for this book. But then these are different, the other 5 background pages. I hope that's not confusing. There's 14 pages in the collection. And I believe there's some add-ons. I'm not positive, but I believe there's like an envelope add-on and something else. But either way, I will leave the link to Gi's Etsy store in my description box. So I'm going to use this for a cover. And then here's another good Santa with all the little cliche Christmas toys, the nutcracker, the little animal, the horn. Love it. So cute. Here's the Grizzly Adams Santa again. And this one has little snowflakes. Very pretty. And this one has music paper. Looks like there's some rose stamps in here. Are they roses? Or are they... Oh, you know what? They're little cherub heads with wings. Cherubs with wings. Okay, yeah. I couldn't see it. This looked like a rose. It's the back of the baby's head. Okay, I got it. Yeah, cute, 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 cute. Can't wait to get started. So, all right, let's talk about this. So what do we do? And then here's the, uh-oh. That one looks like, yeah. And of course I ran out of ink right in the middle of my print job because that's the way it is. All right, so we don't need the ephemera at the moment, so I'm going to set that aside. And then let's talk about the cover. Now, I haven't done this before. I don't know if anyone else has done it, but when I was putting my little golden books journals together, I had watched a video and I'm pretty sure it was Gail Gostinelli, and she showed how to do the tip-ins. Yes, I'm positive it was Gail. She showed how to do tip-ins, and so I thought, you know, it would be pretty easy for me to do tip-ins for these pages to bring them in, because I could make them into a pocket, I could make them into a flap, I could add things to them, whatever. So the only thing that I need to do right now at this moment is I printed these out on regular paper, and I want to print the ones that I wanted for the cover. I'm going to print those on cardstock, and we're going to work on the cover first. So let me go print this one and this one, and I'm going to go print those on 110-pound cardstock because I want to use these for the cover. Now the cover's not going to have a tip in. The cover's going to be a little bit different, but hang tight and I'll show you how. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. Now here's my idea. I have printed these borderless on 8.5 by 11 cardstock. I printed a little error on the back. That might be on the cardstock, but anyway, I did print that pink color. You know what? These are very similar to the Tattered Rose and the Shabby Cheddars. That's what I was going for on these back pages. Anyway, so this is on 110-pound cardstock. My idea is that if I cut them in half and score the spine pieces, I can overlap them like we did in the last journal. I'll get 2 cardstock weight on that spine. I won't have to do any more extra to support that. It'll be plenty. So that's where we're gonna start. Let's start. I'm gonna do these then at 5.5, right in the middle. Now I'm working on 2 journals. You do not need to work on 2, or traveler's notebooks, I should say. All right, so 5.5 here. And I'm not going to work on 2 journals all the way through because it can be confusing, but the images work out well. All right, so now let me get my scoreboard. All right, so here's the plan. I don't really need a huge spine. So I don't want him on the cover. I want this on the cover. So this will be the middle section. So I'm going to get my scoring tool, and I want this to finish at 4.5. Okay, so I'm going to turn it completely upside down because I want to score the spine side, and I'm just going to score at 4.5. Okay, I'm doing my big one, the big side first, and then I go in with the smaller side. Okay, now I'm also going to score on the 5 because that's going to be my sewing line. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to do the same thing with this one, if I can pick it up because it's under my board. Although I don't need to turn it upside down because this is going right. No, wait, did I do that wrong? Let me think about this for a second. This is going to be the spine, so that's why I turned this upside down. So yes, that's correct. That's the front. And then this will be the back. So yeah, all right. Sometimes you second guess yourself. So I'm going to score there again, 4.5 and 5. 4.5 and 5. Okay. So that gives us 2 pieces for that. And then I'll go ahead and do the same thing on this one. And the only reason I turned it upside down was so that I could get to the, I want the 4.5 for the size of the width. Now the pages are going to be 4.25, but the cover I want a little bit bigger because I want to be able to add lace trim or whatever on the sides. So this will be the cover, that will be the back. We're going to turn this one upside down, and we're going to do 4.5 and 5, 4.5 and 5. Then this one will stay right side up. 4.5. We're cutting off Christmas Eve, but that's okay. 4.5 and 5, and 4.5 and 5. Okay, that's okay because this is the back, and it's already got other pieces cut off, so it's not going to matter that we cut that off. Sometimes you just have to let it go. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and fold these. Let me use my bone folder. Now, why did I do this extra score line? 2 reasons. That's going to be the sewing line, but this extra little I get, 1/2 inch area is going to allow for the journal to round out a little bit. I don't always do that, but Yvonne Preston does it, so I'm going to do it. All right, so, and I just thought I'd try it on this one, see how I like it. All right, so let's do that. Now, do I want to use the green? I think I want to use the Shabby Shutters Distress Oxide. I need to go to Dollar Tree and get some of those little Velcro dots. I know I have some around here somewhere. Do I know where? No. In fact, oh, you know what? I might find some down here, but I put a Velcro dot on there. That way I can put these sponges on here to save them, so I don't have to reuse them every time. I have not used this ink pad, so they always look dry, and I think that's just because, I mean, you can see when I'm pressing down, I'm getting a circle. So it's not that there's no ink. There's plenty of ink in there. But it's that oxide. So I'm just going to come, oh yeah, I'm going to use the green on this one. I like that. And I am going to sew around this after I get it attached. I'm going to go ahead and come along this edge here. You do get a lot more bang for your buck with the oxide. A lot less tedious to ink. I'm not sure if this is, yeah, this will be on top. Okay, so I don't need to ink this part of this one. I will ink this part here. But this spine is going to cover this spine. But you can see I inked that whole thing just with that one application. Love that. Do I want the pink on the inside? Let's try it on the spine and see what we think. I don't think so. I think I'm going to leave it, and then if I want to do it later, I'll come back to it. All right, so let's get some glue on the situation. And this is going to be the one that's showing, so I'm going to put glue on both of these pieces. Anyway, I've been doing the videos in one go, and then, you know, I have a mess to clean up afterwards, so I think that'll be all right. It does have an extra little line there, but I think that's okay. You can still see where that middle section is. There we go. Okay. So that will just give us a little bit of extra real estate. Okay, so it does show on the inside. What a dork I am. All right, so I guess I'm gonna go ahead and go around here. I probably could have inked that with the, I wonder if the tattered rose would actually show up. I should have done the inside of the other spine. Oh well. Once you get the pockets in here, it's gonna be fine. It'll all vibe together. Okay. All right. Not too much, just enough. Okay, so that's our cover. Yes, we will probably do a little bit more decoration, but that's our cover for the moment. And how do you use it for a TN? Now this is, if you're just making a TN to put into something else, you don't need this cover piece. You'll just use the pages, but I want it to be a, you know, freestanding journal. Okay, so let's get the pages. All right, I'm just gonna grab one. Let's see, let's grab the one that has the different cover, and I'll do the other cover off camera. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can trim these 6, 7, 8, 9, and then I've got a doily and an envelope, and so I've got a doily and an envelope for the other collection. And here's the cover for the other collection. All right, I'm keeping these close by. Let's see. These are copy dyed. I like to do these upside down and fold them this way. That'll be a nice narrow little pocket there. You can do something else on this side, but on this side we'll have a pocket. I am going to sew around several of these pieces. We're going to fold this doily in half, which usually works out to right about the exact size of the pieces we need to fit in the journal. I'm going to go ahead and cut these down to size, which for size I mean 8.5 by 8.5. That's the size we make the T inserts. I think it's a little bit different when you're using A4. Actually, I don't know how strong this blade is. I'm just going to do 2 at a time. So we'll do 8.5. It's already 8.5 tall. So 8.5. We will keep these strips. They probably end up somewhere in this journal. And then another 8.5. Keep the strips. Alright, so there we have our 8.5 by 8.5. Now, if we had an all-over pattern, for instance, this one could easily be trimmed down to 8.5. You don't have to, you wouldn't have to do a tip-in with that. This one could easily be trimmed down, okay? But when you have an image on both sides, and you cut this to 8.5, you're going to cut right through the flower, right through the drum. It's fine for this page, but we want to use this strip, and you could use that for a tag or something. I'm not saying it can't be done, but this is just another alternative. Let's put it that way. So what I'm going to do is get my scoreboard in here, and how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages. So I'm going to be careful with this. Now this is 32 pounds. paper that has not been anything done to the back. You know what? I need to decide about that before I start putting these through their paces. Okay, let's see. I'll be right back. Okay, so where were we? Yes, how to turn these regular pages into TN pages with the tip-in method. Okay, so basically we would do it the same way. I want to make sure the writing's the right way up on this. Let's do one that I can see a little bit better at the moment. All right, so I want these pages to be 4 1/4. So I'm going to come here and 4 1/4. Oh, I'm not going to do it that hard. I don't want to make holes in the paper. Turn it around and do 4 1/4. Okay, so that gives me 4 1/4 and 6 3/4, which is what? 2 1/2, right? Let me measure this on. I don't want to trust my camera math, but I think it's 2 1/2. So the center of this would be 1 1/4 from here, so 5. The center is going to be the center. I don't know why I'm trying to make it so. Marty, were you yelling at me? Okay. So that will be folded in half, and then this will be folded back. I did coffee dye the back of these. All right, and so this will come forward. We're going to do this again. I'm figuring it out as I go, guys. No prep here. All right, so I didn't do it exactly straight, but there we have our little tip-in. Now, our signatures go the other way, so we want our tip-in to go this way. Okay, we'll get this. All right, so we want this to go this way, and then this to fold up, and this to fold up. All right, there we go. That makes much more sense. So now we have a coffee dyed tip-in. We can do whatever we want with it. So let's recap. All right, we are going to score at 4 1/4 and turn it around and score at 4 1/4, or you can just do 6 3/4 because that's 4 1/4 from 11, and also in half because we are going to cinch this like this. Okay, and that gives us a 4 1/2 inch page, just like that, without cutting through anything. And then we will add whatever we want to this. We can add an envelope pocket. We could make this into a pocket. We could add just an extra piece of paper and just leave it. That's what a tip-in usually is. A tip-in is, in the bookmaking world, a tip-in is either a page at the beginning. You might see when you go through the first couple pages, before you get to the first signature, there's that. Sometimes it's a title page, sometimes it's a publishing page, acknowledgments, whatever. It's that one strip that's glued in, okay? That's a tip-in. Or if there's a page in the book that got omitted accidentally or something, instead of reprinting the whole thing, sometimes they'll just do a tip-in. Sometimes the images are tip-ins because they use different kind of photo paper. So it just depends. But basically, you tip it in, you glue it down, and that's what that is. So we're going to do this. I'm sorry, I don't mean to go on and on and on. This will be sewn in the signature whichever direction you want. So if you want the tip-in on the back side, you'll put it back there. If you want it up here, you put it there. But the signature will be sewn in here. Okay? You don't sew it in between. On the this is a little bit different than the little golden books, because on those the tip-in goes the other way. Excuse me. And you're basically doing it this way, and then your tip-in goes forward or backwards. But we're going to do it the opposite. So let's do another one. I put that aside, and you can see that that's same size as this page now. Okay, so let's do the next one. I'm going to do 4 1/4 and 5 1/2 and 6 3/4. Okay, and I'm going to go this way and this way and back, like so. All right, now we are going to glue this section down so it's not popping open all the time, but we'll do that after. So there you can see, once this book is put together, nobody's going to know that you used a whole page. All right, let's do this one. 4 1/4, 5 1/2, 6 3/4. Okay. I didn't score that one as deeply, apparently. And there we go. All right, let's do another one. 4 1/4, 5 1/2, 6 3/4. We're going to cut off the baby's ear, but that's okay. These here, and then fold that up in the middle. Merry Christmas is mostly still intact, so we're good on that. And then our final one, which, like I said, this could easily be trimmed down, but keeping everything consistent, we're going to do 4 1/4, 5 1/2, and 6 3/4. Now, there again, I'm checking that writing to make sure it's the right way around. Okay. So now I need to decide which one do I want to use for the center signature, and then we'll put these in order. And I'll be doing the other book off screen. I'll probably do it ahead of time to help me prep. I'm also going to want to ink all of these. But the first thing I want to do right now is glue this piece down. That's in here. Because this does get annoying when you're trying to hold everything together. And you could use glue stick. Actually, that might be faster. Maybe I'll use my glue stick for this. Yeah, let me get my glue stick over here, because I think that'll be faster and easier. I do like this Scotch Create glue stick, and I do have a link for that in the description box. Alright, so let me just, this, will be taken care of when everything's sewn together, so it's not going to be flopping around after you sew it together, but it's easier to go ahead and take care of it right now. Alright. And I have found that this glue sticks pretty good. I mean, it sticks pretty good. It stays pretty good. Let's put it that way. There we go. And I have seen a couple of other people using it now, so I'm not alone. Alright, so we have this one more here. Fold over. And there we go. Alright. There we go. So let's decide which one we want to be in the center, because the center one's going to go the opposite way. And in fact, The center one, I should have done this one in the center because I could have just left it and used this for something else and cut off that piece. You don't really need one in the center, but because I have an odd number, let's just put these out here. This is how I like to figure out where I want my things to go. Which one do I want to be the cover of the signature? Well, what's the cover of this book? The angel. Okay, then I will use the cover from the other book for the first page. And we will have an extra flipper if we use one of these for the center. I think I want to use this one for the center. Okay, so that's okay. And then we'll use, these are kind of neutrally, so let's use this one next. And I'm going to put the flipper in the front of that one. And I'm not worried about the flippers right now, so let's, and there, okay. So I'm just alternating the flippers, but see, when we open the book here, we will have this to attach something to. Okay, and then we're also going to put pages in between. So where do we want this? I'm going to alternate pink and green. Since I have pink, I did pink on the inside of the covers, I'm going to start with the green. So we'll do green, pink, green. And then the pink will be there. So these will go in between. Okay, so we're going to have a green, and then this one will have the pink. I don't know why I stacked them over here. All right, and we'll open this one up, and we'll have another green. And then we'll open this one up and we will have a pink. This is definitely going to be a writing journal. Lots of places to write. However, I am going to go through and add pockets and tucks and such. All right, so the other two things we need are, well, now we have our cover here. That will go inside the cover. Now, if you don't want this to be this long, you don't have to make, you can shorten this by 1/4 of an inch. But I'm going to put lace on the first page, so that will come out a little bit and take care of some of that gap. And then I may have tabs or something. That allows me to do it. So I've got an envelope and I've got a doily. So let's go 1, 2, 3, and let's put a doily here. And I may change my mind when you come back and watch the next video. 1, 2, 3. It may not be in this same order that I have it now. But that's the order we have it for the moment. So there is our journal. I am going to... normally I sew these on my sewing machine, but because we have that extra little flip, the little flapper, and I know that's extra, I don't think my sewing machine is going to go through that many layers. So we will go ahead and sew this in by hand using a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. And you can see we're going to have about a 1/2 inch front and back cover once everything is sewn in, so that's plenty of room. But I want to go ahead and sew around the cover. I want to sew around the that envelope, and I'm going to cut out some journal cards, pockets, etc. And when we come back, I will have it sewn in and we'll start putting things together. All right, I hope you guys were able to follow this. I hope you liked the idea, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.